For us, is there something like work-life balance?
I really don't think so.
I mean, not really. Maybe for the younger generation, there's probably work-life balance. For us, it's trickier than that. It's mostly work.
I believe work-life balance is because there's this thing I say all work without play with work. So like if you're working as much as possible try to at least relax so that you not break down.
That's interesting when you read it in the textbook.
Good textbook.
Oh,
At the same time, you don't know when you get carried away with play. So I all play and no work makes like a method.
I don't. Do you want to say something?
It's a work-life balance basically. The older generation said there is nothing like work-life balance. Basically, it's more like work. But we younger generation, the funny thing about our generation or me basically is even while we're working, we're still like there's this sense of enjoyment while we're doing the work basically, depending on the kind of job. I have to be honest. Depending on the kind of job, there's this sense of enjoyment, there's this sense of like joy doing it. You'll find out that most of the trend right now is shifting from a 9 to 5 job to a remote job where you can have time to do so many things at the same time and still earn more money basically. So that's, to me, yeah, there's a work-life balance, but it's the ratio that differs basically.
I'm saying this generation we have love because of what I call AI. AI is actually very powerful because it actually helps to improve productivity a lot.
I mean, I hear you guys, but our generation, this is the time where we start asking ourselves, have you succeeded in life? Right? I don't think you're asking yourself those questions right now. This is the time when we say, what's going to happen to your pension? Do you have enough saved? Have you succeeded in life? Are you a good example to your children? So when you say work-life balance, I'm like, I mean, what's going to happen 5 years from now when I'm about to retire or something like that?
But regardless of that, are you saying like you telling me you have no like it's more work? Sorry, I'm going to see this. What you're trying to tell me is you had a boring like life growing up because you had a boring lifestyle, but all you had in your mind was work. You have no time to like the social part of your life is like you're not giving priority to the social part of your life, basically.
I don't think that's the issue. Yeah, work-life balance is quite subjective. It also has to be phases that you go. As you also said, phases of your life. You're young, you want to have, you want to find time to do things you love to do. Try, test things, to improve your life. And as you get older, you see that the pressure of adulthood starts to raise it. Family to raise if you want to raise a family. And then work comes in, you need to try to balance that because it's important to have a family. Right? But at the same time, sometimes the job will not even let you do that. You have high stakes, people that are reporting to you, a lot of responsibilities. It becomes very difficult, and then the best you can try to do at that stage is try to enjoy the work that you do. Try to find the joy as you're trying to say that. So it all depends really. That's my
Add to what you've said. I think one of the major things that maybe during our generation we had chances to set goals for ourselves. So time I want to be so this, I want to be this, I want to be here, I want to be there. But I don't think this younger generation take that into cognizance. They just feel like, okay, this thing can just roll. No time there, there's always a job.
It's not like we don't take that into cognizance.
No, because
what I'm saying is this. You guys are more stringent then. You guys are like, I have to like, how do I put it down?
I think they're more of one direction.
Exactly. You were like, it has to be this. If this is not this,
you set up a career path for yourself and you want to see it to the end.
Yes, but I think we, the younger generation now, we have this notion that we are like, how do I put it now? There are there are more ways to arrive to a destination, basically. You understand? We cannot just Okay, let me give you an instance. I remember when I was growing up, I had this idea in my head that I was going to study music, theater and media arts, and I was going to like toe that line. And when I told my dad was looking at me like, is this boy normal? So I will send this boy to the four walls of the school, send him to the university to go and study, to go and play. Basically, that's what he said, to go and play. And I'm like, I don't understand. This is my career path. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. But they have this notion there that if it is not those big courses that have weight, petrochemical engineering, industrial, anything that has weight and occupies space, if you are not studying it, you are nothing. So it felt like I was just a joker, basically. You get. So that's what I'm saying. I think the older generation, they were more stringent as to what.
But you can't blame them.
Right?
I can't really blame them because that's some of these courses. The reason why it has weight is because of this kind of salaries and stability that it comes with, right? At the same time, just like you, I've tried other things, so like do something, like music, I've tried all those things. But then those ones are like you're rolling the dice. It may work, it may not work. And usually the probability of it working is actually very low because there are so many other people that can do that same thing. And because it's not like for example, if you're a doctor, it's a special need. Like if you go and study medicine, if you try to study engineering, these are the reason why those kind of courses bring stability and our parents then wanted us to fit into that situation. But of course, we know that the world has changed, social media, all that. But doesn't mean those things are now or are irrelevant now. They're still very much stronger than. If you look at what AI is coming with, you mentioned AI. AI is going to replace a lot of things that you people, and it's not really going to replace the engineering or the doctors, or it will even just support them, right? But then the other ones that are more or less, like social media, it's coming like a huge wave. So you need to be careful of the kind of choices you make early. So and that's why when you're talking about work balance, so we don't drift too far off, from this topic, is to actually understand that, yes, but work balance is good, but the world has changed, and sometimes it's you just have to focus on the work and at the same time enjoy what you're doing. I think that's really important.
If you're able to go back, the steps that you took, you reaching here, you still do the same thing, or is there something that you can try to change, or that you feel if I do something like this, maybe it will be better than.
With the benefit of hindsight, with what I know now, if like 25 years ago, I knew this, if I knew this was what the country would look like, this is where technology would be, and these are the responsibilities I would have, I think that's exactly what I'm doing.
I don't think there's no regret to where I am.
No, I mean, see, there is I hear about flexibility, I hear about taking multiple routes to achieve your objective. But when you are 50, you have responsibility not only for yourself, for the family, for the community. You start paying attention to all those terminal diseases. Now you are hearing blood pressure. I don't even know if you guys have blood pressure at all. Talkless of low or normal or high. You hear blood pressure and the rest. Your perspective is different. It's different. You know that you have to be very good at one thing. That's why it's jack of all trade, master of none. You want to be, to be something so that you can meet your needs, be an example to others, and then this work-life balance you're talking about is probably, at the back corner.
One that comes to mind is people tend to judge me by what they see and not get to know me for who I am physically.
I feel like life hits me. Once you so everything I need to do twice.
You're right, but that is starting zero. When was the last time as a man somebody offered you love? Oh, absolutely not. When was the last time as a man you asked for love? to even have the courage to ask for help is I mean, everybody tell you suck it up. You're a man. Be a man.
That's a stereotype.
You know, so I mean, life is 13-0. The opportunity to equalize or win is difficult.
Couple of parts of the world you are born in.
Yeah.
Into. And it's just you keep. You have to live with that mentality and look and be proud right from the onset.
Yeah.
Growing up in Africa, I think it's one of the biggest challenges that when the sea life expectancy for men in Africa keeps dropping. 45. And at 45, I think it will even drop to 25 at one point. Because it doesn't look like there's any depression rate. There's nothing, there's no solution visible on one side. So it's being a man alone, I think it's a very big challenge. You have to juggle it up with some responsibilities that come along with it. Married, you have kids, you have extended family to look after and all of that. Workload. That's why I don't know how you can play after working.
Even the small things, all the very small things. Nobody's going to help you lift the chair. Nobody's going to open the door for you.
True.
Nobody's going to hold the door for you. Nobody's nothing. You're a man.
So you should
You're a man. That's what you're told.
think right.
Why do you think men die before their wives? What do you need the scientific? You don't need to do anything. Just do just do.
That's a very interesting question. Because is anybody really normal?
Yeah.
That's a very big question because with everything that's going on in this country, there are some countries that are scattered right now. So there'll be riots every day, strikes every day. Some things will just be horrible, but for some reason we are just resilient. You know, and when you now want to bring it to what the men are going through, you want to look at the dating scene, the pressure, right? To take a girl out now is difficult for this young man, right? you know the demands that come down, and the demand is thinking about what can he do, how can he do it? You know, how would the young people be interested in marriage? Look at next generation.
Sure.
When you now be just
At all, I'm serious.
looking at the mental health
Look at me,
of a married man, right, or a married father of kids and all the pressures, trying to track inflation in this country, something else. So I don't know if mental health is at its best, but I think the fact that we can still smile, we can still laugh, you know, it's not to feel defeated in life, you know, because you say, oh, things are bad, and in other countries they're probably depressed and everything. Somehow, Nigerians still find a way to just laugh, make something out of it. And I think that's what's important. If you can even laugh, I think you fought over like 60%, 70% of that part.
Yeah, I'd say our mental health is wearing a mask. And behind the mask is a lot of gold. We're just putting on a face, show, smile, laugh, act normal because society expects us to.
When I walked in here this afternoon, Ron greeted me and said, how are you? I said, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to really know. That's fine. Because if I start, and then we'll be here till day tomorrow. Check out men when they speak to themselves. Alone. The man talking to himself. Check out the pressure that they use. Exactly, it doesn't go. Once you solve a problem, another one comes. It's tough being a man.
I think it's important that men have strong friends around. Men that you can trust, that you can talk to. It's very important because I don't think Nigerians trust therapists yet. So to talk so that you don't know, but it's not in our culture yet. But I think even with strong friends that you can trust, it's actually important. But if not, you just be throwing all of this in your head and it can spill over at some point. I think that's
It's seriously battle against staying alone, staying just to myself. I just like to be somewhere I can talk to someone. Sometimes it gets into my head, that's just that Nigeria not happen to me.
Nigeria doesn't happen to
I'll step out, I'll just step out, just be like, just say something, okay, so what's the step out. But staying alone, I think that's the first place where the problem starts.
Yeah.
It starts to get things running through your head and it starts to mess with your thinking faculty. You just can't get things right. You just get angry for no just cause, all of that. I think if people, as you said, as rightly said, you have strong bond, you have strong people around you, I think that will help go a very long way to help overcome some Nigerian issues as it were.
Invest in Bitcoin. That's all.
Yeah, same for me. Probably for the people.
As beautiful as it is that you have kids, I think you can go further in life.
Oh.
But again, I mean, if you have kids, I mean, it trumps everything, right?
Yeah.
But man, if you want to be a bit selfish, you
Yeah.
want to really go far, you know,
That's
or
true.
do what you guys do this generation.
Oh. Oh. That's more like
a bailout plan.
What are you saying? Are you saying that when you got married, there were some ideas, there were some plans you had that kind of like got truncated? You could not go with those plans again.
No,
Because
but,
there are times when I will hear stuff like when you meet your like I don't know, number. So I've heard stories where there are situations where they tell you that so when I met my wife things started working out for me. So when I met my wife this came to be and the likes like that. So
It all depends. You know, as you're good, there are certain choices you can make when you're not married.
sure.
Right? And when you're married, you have responsibility. You are taking care of someone. Whatever you do also feeds on, like, you know, they're representing each other one way or the other. When you're alone, you can just say, travel, go and do whatever you want to do, and not think of, well, I need to tell this person I'm coming back or whatever. Just do things for yourself, right? So I think that's
I think it's a good thing to be married. If you are lucky, if you are blessed, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But every decision you make on when you get married, there's another element of things you have to consider.
Yes.
And whether you like it or not, my experience as a man, your risk appetite changes when you're married. For example, most 50-year-olds probably don't have a dad or a mom. Yeah, right? But they have kids, they have wives, and all of that. There are things you want to do, even as an adult, that you need to check the consequence or the implication on those people that are doing it. If you are alone, you are alone.
Yeah.
So it's always
I knew someone got into the US married. He's an African in Nigeria. He was asked to, can you do spy operation in Africa? From Africa. It's 10 years younger, I've done that. I have 2 kids. If I'm caught, I'm dead. And they will suffer. So he turned down that offer. But he was single. That's good. Something very good. I think when you're married, when you think or two. All your decisions must be guided by 2 point of views, you understand? So when you stay, if you just do this, you can't just do that when you're married. You want to buy a car, you have to, you like this car. You don't just do things continuously anymore. Marriage is beautiful, it's a beautiful thing, it's a good thing, but it's, if I had a way, just like I said, maybe I would have watched it. So I do that.
what I'm hearing is it like better for some total?
No,
Why is it particular about Why is it?
So I mean, we're just reflecting, right? Nobody knew this is what 2024.
Yeah.
Nobody knew this is where we would be. So for me, I have the best of marriage. I've been married for 20 years very soon. So I mean, I have no regrets. I'm just saying, if I was here, 2024, and then I go back to year 2006 when I got married, and I've seen the video, right, till 2024, probably do something different. I probably tell my girlfriend then, can you remain my girlfriend for a little more time? You know, things like that. So marriage is a beast.